Gear is just a tool. Let me say that again, just to make sure I clear the air here. Gear is just a tool.
Tool, a noun. A handheld device that aids in accomplishing a task. Number 2, something used in performing an operation. And number 3, my favorite, a means to an end. Every hammer needs a nail.
So what do you do when this breaks? In all seriousness, I actually did hit my thumb, and it was for the bit, but I wanted to make sure I actually committed, so I felt something. Come on, give it up for the commitment, right? It's tender, like right here. I hit it right there. So what do you do when your tools break? I've heard it said that all you need is a good idea. And if it's true that all we need is a good idea, then why are we so obsessed with the latest gear? And when the gear breaks, what are we supposed to do? I think it's really simple. I think we're supposed to adapt. Don't mind the office, it's a little bit of a mess right now. Just let's take into account everything that I think I need to be creative. Camera, computer, lenses, fancy lights, drone, gimbals, and a myriad of other little things. Definitely not this though. An old Nikon Cool Pix. I don't think I need this. But here's the deal, relying on these things means that my creativity will be hindered when something breaks, when coffee spilled on them, when a lens cracks. And so if we take everything away, all I really need is my camera, my brain, and something to edit on. So this is the part of the story where you must be thinking, wow, it's really easy to adapt when you have a super nice camera, an iPad, an Apple Pencil, and all these other amenities around you. And you're not lying, it is easy to adapt that way. So let's raise the stakes. I'll shoot and edit everything, the remainder of this vlog, on my Pixel 2 from 2017. Mic drop.
What's wrong? Oh, yeah. You need food, don't you?
The kid's mad at me because I don't have any food, isn't that right?
All right, we'll get you some food. Don't worry, we'll be back. Dude, I hate vlogging around you because you're always so judgmental. This video is turning into kind of a vlog. I haven't been doing vlogs lately. They've been more like just standalone episodes, haven't they? You don't care. What'd you say?
I said no.
So what's up with this gear obsession? And I'm not judging. I'm actually genuinely asking because I fall prey to it all the time. All the time. There's a chicken in the window. I know I'm at the right place. Of course, safety first. If you're outside, you better be wearing a mask. I'll come get you.
Good, how are you?
Help us on anything?
Yeah, I'm just getting some cat food right over here.
Alright.
Thanks.
Where?
Getting this cat food.
Andrew?
That's me.
Perfect. Got a hungry kitty at home?
Oh yeah. Yelling at me this
Oh,
morning.
I believe it. Cool.
Awesome, thanks so much.
Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
You know, the search for gear reminds me a lot of the elixir of life. You know that story? Who is it? Not Don Quixote. Cortez, Elixir of Life. And it's not so much the story or like the ideology of this elixir of life, because the story goes that it's unattainable. Like, you can't get it. And if you can't get the elixir of life, the next best thing might be the keys to success. He's happy now, he's eating, right? Yeah.
You remember in college, there was two types of people who played music, right? The first one was the guy or girl who sat in the practice room, had a very minimal amount of gear, and spent all their time rehearsing to get better and better and better, right? The second person was the person who spent all of their money to buy as much fancy gear as possible.
Yes.
You remember those two types of people? Why are you laughing?
What are you getting at?
Talking about gear being used as a tool, and how what you really need to focus on is your ideas or your craft or your practice as opposed to the gear. Were you one of the people who had all the gear? Were you one of the people who practice all the time?
No.
I've always found it really interesting that somewhere down the line, artists, creatives, people who work with their hands, their minds, whatever, they've kind of bought into this idea that the tools we use are going to help get us to a better place. They're going to make us better artists, creatives, whatever it may be. In reality, the tools we use are only half the battle. You know, there's nothing against those guys that I knew in college or that Brittany knew in college, because, you know, they were just doing what they thought they needed to do. And that's the question I feel like we're all asking ourselves. What do I actually need as a creative person? And I think the answer is as simple as a good idea, but it's more complex than that. We need to have the ability to adapt and also use what's around us. Because I think in that adaptation and using what is around us to help convey our creative idea and story or whatever it may be, I think that paves way for more things to come our way. Okay, so I was editing on my phone, and then I went to go watch everything back, and I realized I said something wrong. I was saying Elixir of Life, I meant Fountain of Youth. I think Cortez was on the search for the Fountain of Youth, right? That was kind of a weak plot point. I left it in there, but what I meant to say is that it just feels like an endless pursuit of something, right? To be successful, we've bought into this idea that we need the latest, greatest technology. So we buy the tools, the means to an end, to get us a product that looks amazing. But the harsh reality is that a tool is only as good as the hands that wield it. So when shit hits the fan and coffee's spilled on your computer or whatever it may be, I hope that you have the opportunity to change the status quo, to use what's around you, to adapt and kick gear in the teeth and say, you don't control me, you're only half the battle. I hope this video made you feel a little less lonely. I know I'm feeling that way. If it did, please consider supporting the channel with a like, comment, or subscribe. I need a towel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Here's to being less lonely.
I had no idea how hard it would be to edit on a phone. Work with what you got, but if you can get something else, sometimes you just need to. Dear God.